guys, my name is Megan and today I've got my July wrap up for you. Alright, so July has been a little bit of a hectic reading month. Let's just go ahead and dive into what all I read this month. Alright, so the first book that I read this month was Medley. So this is the second book in the Changing Lanes series. This was one of my favorite books from this month. It was just so good. And if you guys are like Olympic junkies, this is definitely a series to check out. It follows some Olympic level swimming or Olympic level swimmers as they go through their training and into the Olympics, and it is fantastic. This one does have a lot of like angst in it of will they, won't they. It's a little bit of an age gap romance and it's so good. This one got a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Would highly recommend this series. Okay, next up is Freestyle. So this was a free novella. It's set 4 years after the end of Medley, following one of the characters who finally gets their redemption arc because they were kind of an asshole in Medley. And this is their redemption arc and it's really good, and I don't know why this one gets so much flack. It's really good and it's a great redemption arc. This one got a 4 to 5 stars. Okay, next up was Drowned Country. So this one actually took me a couple weeks to get through just because I wasn't feeling it at the time. And it very much put me into more of a fantasy reading slump, which I've talked about in a couple of videos. I'll leave the first one linked up here in the corner. I could not get into it. And I really liked the story. I liked being back in the world. I just wasn't feeling it. This got a 4 to 5 stars. I mean, it was still a really great book, but I just wasn't feeling it. This is probably my least favorite book of the month. Okay, so next up I finished The Nature of the Game. This is book 2 in the Stickside series. This is a hockey romance and it was fantastic. So this one we followed Dan, who is the older brother of Mitch from the first book, and this is him getting a second chance romance with Ash, who is a hockey player. They had a thing and then they broke up, and then, you know, fast forward 6 years and they're kind of orbiting back into each other's lives because of Mitch and Alex from the first book, and they start, you know, hanging out again and they start getting to know each other again. And it is a second chance romance and it's fantastic. I did really like that both main characters were bisexual and, you know, they had explored their sexuality and they're coming back together, and I just thought it was really great. This one got a 5 out of 5 stars from me. The next book that I read was The Nature of Christmas. So this is set somewhere between the last chapter of The Nature of the Game and the epilogue of Nature of the Game, and it was just a really cute little Christmassy scene between Dan and Ash of getting to be reunited after spending weeks apart. It was just kind of a little perfect little tidbit for reading after The Nature of the Game. This one got a 4 out of 5 stars. Okay, so for my manga this month, I ended up reading Our Not So Lonely Planet Travel Guide. This is following Asahi and Mitsuki, who have been together for a while, but Asahi's kind of wanting to hide their relationship, even though they are going to be engaged and married by the time they're done with this trip. I mean, that's their plan, is to be married by the end of the trip, after they get home from the trip, and, you know, coming out to their families, and Asahi's a little scared about that. And like, I really enjoyed that this dealt with a lot of queer culture in other countries and like the traveling aspects and the fact that it focused so much on photography and on food, and like, I loved that it focused on photography and food and just the way that these two were going about their trip, and it was just lovely. This got a solid 4 out of 5 stars, and I would highly recommend. Okay, so now we're on to the books that I'm currently reading as of the filming of this video. The first of which is The Music of What Happens. This is a really good book so far. I'm a little over 60% into it as far as filming this video. Just a fair warning, this one does deal with some very heavy topics with mental illness and rape and the aftermath of that, and it's a very heavy book, but it's also very kind of summery and light, and like, I know those two things don't seem to go together, but it's a really interesting book, and I like that it focuses so much on Max and Jordan running a food truck and like the food aspects, and then them having fun after and like getting to know each other and kind of falling in love with each other. It's really good so far. The other book that I'm currently reading as of filming this video is The Mysterious and Amazing Blue Billings. This one I literally just started like the night before I'm filming this, and it's good so far. It's about a haunted house and the guy that lives there and like a ghost hunter or a medium or something, and it's just so good so far. Like, pretty pretty great. All right, so those are all of the books that I read in July. What did you guys end up reading? Did you have a favorite or a least favorite? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys.